If you're a SHIB holder and you're worried about the current situation with regards to the price, I've got some news that you absolutely must hear to alleviate a lot of your fears. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. Today we are once again analyzing the SHIB price and the price action that has occurred in recent days, and today I've actually got something quite special to share with you. Obviously there's been a lot going on with the crypto market in general, and SHIB has unfortunately taken a bit of a hit, but I've got something that may alleviate your fears here. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to give the video a thumbs up. It helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you enjoy this sort of content. I cover crypto, the stock market, investing in general, and wealth management. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd also love to know your thoughts down in the comments section below on today's video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. As I mentioned, we have some TA which I can share with you that is going to hopefully alleviate a lot of your fears with regards to the SHIB price. I've been reading all your comments with regards to how many people are actually worried about what's going on, but I've actually just found something which should help to give you a bit better understanding and hopefully act almost as a tracker for us in order to work out when we're going to see a reversal in the SHIB trend. And also as well, guys, I know you want me to look at a bunch of other coins, so I will be looking into the most popular and going on some technical analysis videos and expeditions and journeys to see what is going on with other coins, whether that be Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin, SafeMoon, whatever you guys want. Make sure you let me know and I'll have a look at them as well. As always, guys, welcome to CoinSpot, and if you want to buy SHIB or any other cryptos, make sure you hit the link in my bio to do so. But let's take a look at what has happened over the past few days, and as you can see, unfortunately that point around about which we're hoping a base would form failed. But all hope is not actually lost. Obviously we can put a bit of a line here, see what's going on. That is obviously going to act as a new resistance point. We can also see that a dip has quite clearly occurred here, so let's sort of mark this location as our next base level based on the data that we have displayed on this chart. Now what we do see as well is there has been a bit of an increase over here, so a slight recovery, which is nice, and it's going in this sort of a direction. Hopefully it continues, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it trade throughout this channel. Now you might be thinking, oh, what is going on? Where is the base going to be? Well, as I mentioned in this video, I have something which is going to significantly help us in predicting that, and it's what you probably wouldn't expect it to be. So let me just delete these lines real quick, and as you can see, here is from the 11th of May through to today's date, the 20th of May, the price action that's occurred. Now I've got open in another tab, and just keep an eye on the chart, the Bitcoin chart as well. So let's have a look at that. Does that not look familiar? So from this point right here, that is exactly where the chart we're looking at is starting from. So let's look from here all the way through to here. Does that not look relatively identical to what we are seeing on the SHIB chart? Basically what we are seeing from this is the price of SHIB at the current point in time is following the Bitcoin price, which for us is actually a really good thing. That means SHIB is not dropping because people are losing faith in SHIB. SHIB is dropping because of the overall market. So if we go back to SHIB, we can clearly see that where there's a point of recovery here on the Bitcoin chart, we have the same. Where we had this big dip on the Bitcoin chart here, we had the same big dips as well. When it was hovering and relatively stable up here, it was stable up here as well. It is basically identical. And that shows us that we can now use the Bitcoin chart to predict where we are going to bottom out. So let's zoom out on the Bitcoin chart and pretend obviously the SHIB chart is starting around about here. Let's just go straight down just to indicate for us. So what's going on the SHIB chart? Well, obviously it's going down, 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 as we can see on the Bitcoin, down, down, down here as well. And we want to effectively find a point of support on the Bitcoin chart to make a relatively good prediction on where the SHIB is going to land. So as we can see, zoom in slightly on the Bitcoin chart, we can see that there has been a bit of a bounce. So is there support? Yes, there has been a lot of price action, as you can see along here. So let me just draw a line. So as you can see, this region has encountered significant price action on the Bitcoin chart, which is acting as a support level, and it's bounced off that support level, which is awesome. But that means that SHIB is also, as you can see, bouncing off that same sort of level. Now, theoretically, what we can do is then go, okay, what would the next target be on the Bitcoin chart? Because then we can relatively simply marry up the same. So if it bounces, let's say for argument's sake, we think it's probably going to have to get through this area here, because as you can see on the left, there's been a lot of price action there. There's been a lot of price action here. We've had more price action here. So the next target is this candle. And if we once again zoom out and go to the SHIB chart, that is around this region as well. And as you can see, we have had the base forming around this point. So the next spot we want to really get to if it's going up is going to be this 18 sort of mark, right? Let's go back to Bitcoin. Okay, where would it be after that point? I'm going to copy and paste this once again, build another line, zoom out as much as I can. And as you can see, there has been a huge amount of price action here, 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 and as we move across over here as well. So that would be the next target after that. And that is when this next, I suppose, downtrend started. We go back to here. That is the next target, 22. So we'd be aiming for 18, then 22 on the SHIB chart. And as you can see, we can sort of follow this purely due to the fact that SHIB is clearly following Bitcoin and the market overall. But the point being is, SHIB isn't going down because SHIB's bad or any sort of fundamental factors. In fact, the fundamentals behind SHIB are stronger than they ever have been before, with obviously VB burning all his shares, or majority of his shares, and donating the rest. And we do have Shiba Swap potentially coming online very, very soon. It's going through its last points in testing, and hopefully that should provide us with a bit of a support mechanism. But it's really uncanny how similar these two charts are. I mean, this is probably the craziest one. You can see we had this dip right here and it's bounced straight back up. Identical over here on this chart. Absolutely identical, which is crazy. And it's in the exact same spot, exact same candle length. Crazy. So hopefully what we're going to see over the next few weeks is a bit of a recovery. We need to hit the key targets on the Bitcoin chart for SHIB to follow that though. As market sentiment improves overall, we'll see the price start to rise again, but we need to wait for stability. So keep that in mind. And obviously if we take a little bit of a line here, we can see, okay, unfortunately we broke here as we've mentioned before, and then we thought we were bottoming out, but no, it kept going down. It isn't in that downtrend at least though, so it's good. So we broke out, awesome, but we've not gone into that section again. But obviously we need to now form a new base, a new support point, and then move up from there. But honestly, I think, in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, we're going to have to wait for Bitcoin and the crypto market overall to recover in order to see some momentum start again to reach, this point back up here at 50. But that means you also have another option. You could effectively, if you purchased here, and once again, not financial advice, you could make 5 times your money if you purchased around about here and it went up to its old high. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you're thinking of buying SHIB, now may be a good time to do so. Or alternatively, and probably the smarter move, would be to wait and just see if we actually are basing out here, because it is possible for us to drop a little bit more. Hopefully we don't, as I've said, but it is all coming down to Bitcoin. So we need to see what Bitcoin's doing, guys. Hopefully we can then test this resistance point again and then go up and try this region, potentially recovering. Fingers crossed. Obviously there's a lot of media going around at the moment which is dictating the price. People are freaking out, people are panicking. But as we've seen with cryptos, they fluctuate wildly and they always have recovered. So keep that in the back of your mind before you make a decision on whether to buy, whether to sell, or whether to just hold and do nothing. As you all know, I want to keep my videos as unbiased as possible. Yes, I am a SHIB holder. Full disclosure, I'm also a Bitcoin holder as well, but I try not to let that influence the charting and the technical analysis that I share with you guys. Obviously, I want the price to go up, but I think we're really relying on the price of Bitcoin to recover and the overall crypto market at the moment before we see some real gains on SHIB. I've personally taken advantage of the dip to get some more SHIB. It's up to you if you do the same. As I mentioned, I am not a licensed financial professional, so make sure you consult relevant people before you make decisions if you feel the need to do so. And do your own research, guys. That's the most important part. The more you can educate yourselves on technical analysis, fundamental analysis, crypto in general, or even taking into consideration things like stocks or Forex, that knowledge can help you in this space as well. Expand your knowledge, do your own research, and you're going to be significantly better off for it. So I hope you did enjoy today's video, and if you did, remember to hit that thumbs up button, guys, and subscribe if you want to see more of this sort of content, including crypto, stocks, investments in general, and wealth management. I'd love to also know your thoughts down in the comments section below on today's video and whether you think we will be waiting on SHIB to recover based on the price of Bitcoin. So without further ado, I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.